fish's gills, fins, and skin. The wrasse is a cleaner. It is one of a number of small fish and shrimps that clean annoying organisms or parasites off big fish. It might seem risky to be eating out of another fish's mouth, but the wrasse is in little danger. Though a predator, the larger fish never chomps down on its little visitor. Instead, it opens its mouth wide and puffs out its gills so that the wrasse can get inside. This relationship between the wrasse and the grouper and others is known as symbiosis. Say that with me.
Symbiosis.
And we actually read about that yesterday. Explain to me again, what is a symbiotic relationship, or what is symbiosis? Not 100%. 30 seconds for talk. Good. Turn back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. How is this a symbiotic relationship? How is this an example of symbiosis? Still not enough hands up. If you and your partner talked about this, then you should put your hand up. Who haven't I heard enough from? Skasha, we'll begin with you.
I'm not
Nice
quite
tracking,
sure
some of you.
but I think it means for them to protect each other.
To protect each other? Someone want to add on to that? Elizabeth?
I agree. It's when two different animals they work together to survive.
Nice job. They work together to survive. So someone explain to us really quickly, summarize, how does the wrasse fish and this other larger fish, it doesn't tell us exactly what kind, how do they have a symbiotic relationship, Asia? Nice tracking.
It puffs out its gills.
I'm sorry?
It puffs out its gills. And the rat goes into it, inside of the fish.
Does it just hang out in the gills? Oh, I like hanging out in the gills. What's it do? Remember, in order to be symbiotic, there's got to be some sort of benefit to each animal. Each animal's got to get something out of it. And are you tracking?
I think that the wrasse cleans the inside from the bigger fish he gets sick from, and then he just eats it out. So the larger fish doesn't get sick, and the wrasse can also eat.
Good. The wrasse fish, I mean everyone's eyes, is like the larger fish's personal dentist, a personal body cleaner. They clean around the gills and the bacteria and the organisms that could be there to make them sick. They go inside their mouth and they do a little bit of dental work. So how is the bigger fish benefiting from this? Jessica? How is the bigger fish who's being cleaned benefiting? What do they get out of the relationship? How is it good for them?
Because the parasites that are in it, if the wrasse fish didn't eat it, then all the parasites in it could have ate all of it. But do they have intestines or anything?
We're just talking about parasites in the mouth.
Oh, they could have ate their face.
That was another animal that we learned about. They can make them sick, right? That's
Yeah.
what all these parasites usually do. They make the host body really sick. Okay, so that's what the bigger fish gets out of it. So what's in it for the wrasse fish? What's in it for the wrasse fish? Come on.
Gets food.
It's food, right? All of that stuff, the parasites and organisms that are being cleaned are food for the wrasse fish. Good. Okay, I will take 3 questions and comments. Jakai? You need to put that on, unless it's an emergency. Then you'll be missing recess on Tuesday as well. Make that decision, my friend. Jailene.
I got a question. Because it says that the larger fish never chomps down on its little visitors. So that means, doesn't it mean that it doesn't, chomp? Is there other, fish? What does that mean?
No, it's a great question. Someone respond. What does that mean? The larger fish never chomps down on the wrasse fish. So what? Why is that a big deal? Anastasia?
Can I answer and ask a question?
Answer the question and we'll do a question.
TV, that it opens its mouth and then once it's done cleaning, it closes it, but it doesn't necessarily choose it or like eat it. Like swallow
It doesn't eat the wrasse fish. But why is that a big deal?
Because then that isn't in the fish's mouth to clean the gills, then
Okay, then the larger fish might get sick or something might happen to it because of the parasites in the mouth. Okay. Edward?
Because like most fish, they just eat the people who try the fish who go into it. So it's a big deal because this kind of relationship, like it really doesn't make it makes sense, but like it's kind of weird because usually when other fish go into a larger fish's mouth, the larger fish bites it.
Right, exactly. I need everyone's eyes. Make sure that we're all clear on this. When a larger fish usually sees a smaller fish, usually it's going to try to eat it. But they have a symbiotic relationship, and that symbiotic relationship is that when the larger fish sees the wrasse, is it going to try to eat it?
No.
It knows, wait, I have a relationship with this fish. I know that this fish is going to clean my gills and my mouth, so I'm not going to eat it. So it's going to let it, it's going to open up its mouth, puff its gills out, it's going to let it do its work, and it's going to let it go away after that. It's not going to try to eat it. Denise.
Let's take all part of the group that we were talking about, like I think it was on
Let's stick together. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of us, a category that some of us wanted to add to write about in our essays. Absolutely. I think this would be a great example of that. One more. Asia.
If we were to write this animal, it would be the wrasse fish and what other fish?
The wrasse fish, and then, yeah, the author isn't specific as to what larger fish. We don't know. Does it give us a specific example? Yeah, I think, do you have a caption?
Lizardfish.
On the rec, we actually haven't finished up, but on the back, we can see it's a little bit clearer in my picture. We have a caption. The small wrasse cleans a lizardfish by eating tiny organisms that are found on its eyes or gills. So that's one example. It sounds like that's not the only type of fish, but there are just other larger fish that the wrasse will clean. I know that there are other questions and comments. You made that choice, but we need to keep going in order to get through. So we're on page 22, everyone? Yes, with the caption? We're finishing up that section. We need to flip the page. So everyone should be on page 22 and their eyes on the text. Denise, don't worry about it. You can deal with it. Thank you. I'm waiting for Erica. I'm waiting for Edward. Both animals benefit. The grouper gets cleaned of parasites and the wrasse gets a meal. A grouper recognizes the cleaner by its special nodding swim and by its shape and color. The cleaner wrasse has a long, thin body with a black stripe running from head to tail. When a cleaner approaches, the grouper knows not to harm it. So another name of a larger fish that the wrasse cleans is the what? What is the name of the other larger fish that the wrasse cleans? 3 people know? Go back to the text. I don't want you to guess. Go back to the paragraph we just read. Nazim, what's the name of that larger fish? The grouper. How does the grouper and the lizardfish know that it's a wrasse fish and not a fish that it should eat? Oh. Jaylene? How does the grouper or lizardfish know it's the wrasse fish and not a fish that it should eat?
It says by the shape and color.
Good. By the way, by the physical traits of the wrasse fish. You with us?
Yeah.
All right, let's finish that up. Some fish, however, are designed to take advantage of this symbiotic relationship. The mimic blenny looks very much like a cleaner wrasse, but it is not a cleaner. By looking like the wrasse, the blenny can get close to a grouper. But instead of cleaning, the blenny rushes up and gets a meal by nipping off pieces of the grouper's flesh and fins. What does the mimic blenny do?